Hello and welcome back to another session of Flow Pilates. My name is Greta Stewart and today I've got a Power Pilates workout for you. This is an awesome full body conditioning workout and we're going to start by activating through those abdominals by lying down on your mat with some supine work. Once you're there, we're just going to start by drawing your right knee in towards your chest, just taking a few little circles out with that leg, opening through those hips. Awesome work. On this last one, we can just drop that knee over towards your left, right arm can tee out, gaze looking over towards that right hand. Feeling that nice twist for our spine here. Nice, just swapping it on over now, drawing that left knee into our chest. Taking some deep circles with that knee. Nice, and then when we're ready, dropping it on over towards that right hand side. Left arm can tee. Gaze looking over towards that hand. Enjoying that bit of spine love here before we begin. And then when you're ready, feet find that mat, fingers come to your temples, and we're just going to start by floating that left leg up to find your tabletop position. Inhaling here, and as we take that exhale, we're curling our head and chest up off that mat, and then inhale to lower. So exhale, we're curling up, and then we're returning back down. So we're just starting off in this nice base crunch movement, checking in that our knee is stacked over the line of our hip here. It's not creeping in forward. Elbows stay nice and wide as we find this crunch. Lovely work. Couple more here before we start to add on to. Exhaling to curl, inhale to lower. Keeping our chin tucked the entire time. All right, this next time we're gonna curl up as we twist over towards the left hand side. We return back down, just twisting that to that left and lowering. Nice. So as we move through this, we're now looking to clear that right shoulder blade up off your mat at the top, getting a nice deep twist through our abdominals, thinking about really closing that rib tip connection, getting that nice cinch and shorten through that left oblique especially. All right, this next time we curl up, can you hold? We're going to extend that right leg out. It's going to scoop up to re-find your tabletop before we lower back down. Nice, so we lift up. We find that extension, taking a slow scoop and lower. Awesome, so we're just extending that leg as low as you can whilst maintaining your neutral spine. So if you do feel any pressure through that back, it means, you know, your abdominals aren't activating right. It's too much load, so just reduce that range there. Nice. Working 4 more like this, nice and slow here. Not hurrying through this movement. Still exhaling as we're curling up. Final 2. Can you clear that right shoulder blade off that mat a little bit more? Last full rep like this. Okay, this next time we're going to curl up and hold. We're just working that leg extension and scoop, keeping that chest nice and high, team. Inhale to extend, exhale to scoop in. Lovely work. We're here like this for 4. Here for 3. Staying in that twist for 2. Nice work. On 1, we scoop. We draw it back up to your tabletop. We're pulsing it out. Up and up. Up and up. Thinking about touching, trying to touch that right elbow to our left knee. Nice work. Here for our final count of 4. 3, 2, and 1. Lowering everything back down. Just lengthening out through those legs. We can reach those arms nice and long. Extending everything out. We're going for some roll-ups now. So when you're ready, inhaling, and as we take that exhale, we're slowly curling on up to find that seated position. Nice. At the top, we're tucking through your tailbone, sending our belly behind us, slowly curling and unrolling that spine to re-find that supine position. So exhale, we're rising on up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale as we slowly control back down. Nice work here. So the beauty of a roll-up is to really work that nice spine articulation here, especially as we lower back down onto that mat. So rather than just collapsing back down, see if we can really roll each vertebrae of our spine back down, feeling that control through the core. All right, this next time as we curl up, can we hover one leg up to your tabletop? Nice, lowering everything back down. Curling up, left leg to tabletop. Rolling back down. Just working through these for 4 more like this. Nice work. Here for 3. Exhaling to lift for 2. Last one. And we lower everything back down. Nice work. Feet can refine that mat. We're going straight into those twists on the other side. So when you're ready, bringing your fingertips to your temples, right leg finds your tabletop. Taking that deep inhale breath here. And as we exhale, we're curling our head and chest off that mat. Nice, so inhale, lower. Exhale, we lift. Nice work. We're starting off nice and simple. Going straight on over to that other side. Core will already be slightly fatigued here. So really check in with our form and alignment, making sure that knees not creeping into your chest. Your elbows are still staying nice and wide. Really thinking about that close of the rib-tip connection as we take that lift. All right, we're adding that twist. Twisting over towards our right knee now. Inhale, lower. Exhale, we twist. Beautiful. Each time we find that little twist, can you think about lifting and holding for a second at the top before we lower back down? Nice work. Warming up through that right oblique now. Last one like this. All right, we're adding on. So this next time we twist up, we're holding, we're extending that leg, taking that nice, slow and controlled scoop before we lower back down. Awesome. So we're lifting, extending out, scooping up before we return. This is that full combo, that full challenge. Working on staying nice and high in that twist at the top. Can we reach that left elbow a little bit closer to that right knee at the top of our crunch. Giving me 3 more like this. Lovely work, team. Here for 2. Last full rep. On this next one, you guys know what's coming. We're curling up, holding high in that twist. We're just working that right leg extension. And scoop. We extend and scoop up. Staying high in that crunch if you can. Regression is to drop that chest if you need. Otherwise, we're here for 3 more. Moving nice slow motion. Imagining we're moving that leg through sticky honey. Here for 2. On 1, that leg's gonna find that tabletop. We're pulsing up and up with your chest. Up and up. Feeling that little twist through that upper body. Here for our final count of 4. Here for 3, 2, and 1. We can lower back down, hugging those knees into your chest, taking a little rock out from side to side, massaging that lower back down into our mat. You guys smashed it. That one really gets deep into my obliques. When you're ready, grab the back of those legs, rolling on up. We're gonna go for a bit of a plank push-up series. So when you're ready, hands come down onto your mat, bracing through your belly. We're gonna step those feet back to find our full plank position here. Hands are nice and wide, bracing through that belly as if we're sucking our lower back up and high towards that sky. We're gonna start by drawing that left knee to left elbow, drawing it down towards our wrist, back up to the elbow before pressing back. Left knee, left elbow, slide down, up, and press. Nice work. Each time we take that slide up with that knee, think of it as like a mini pike with those hips. So we're sending those hips high and up towards that sky. Nice work. Seeing how tight we can keep that knee in towards our elbow here. Lovely work. Last one like this before we add on. All right, let's press out and hold there. We're adding 1 chest press before moving through that knee combo. 1 chest push up to 1 knee slide. Regression option here, team, is to drop those knees and work through your chest push up like that. Otherwise, we're staying up on our toes. Here for 2 more full reps. Final one like this. Either dropping those knees now or staying up in that full plank. We're just finishing with those chest push-ups. Down and up. Elbows can stay wide here. Really trying to challenge that depth. Here for a count of 4. Nice work. Here for 3. Final 2. Last one now. We press up. We find your plank. We find that full plank now. Just working some shoulder taps. Up and up. Seeing if you can minimize the wobble and shake through those hips. Nice work. Thinking about really activating through your core as you do this, keeping that rib to hip connection nice and tight. Here for 6, here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We can drop those knees, we can press back, finding that well-deserved child's pose here. Taking a couple deep breaths. If you need to, taking a little roll out with those wrists, rolling them outwards, and then rolling them inwards. Nice. All right, we're gonna rise on up. I want you to find an external rotation with those feet, stepping them wider than hip distance so they're nice and wide here. Hands can come to our chest. Inhale, we're gonna sink down to find a plie squat here. So knees are pressing outwards. We're gonna move through some slow bottom range pulses here. So sinking down low, pressing up to halfway. Here for 5. Nice and slow, sinking down nice and low to end that squat. Here for 3 now. Here for 2. Nice work. On 1, we're gonna stay low as we sweep those arms, pivoting over towards the right. We're working 5 bottom ranges on that lunge now. Here for 4. Nice work, keeping that chest tilted forward at that 45 degree. You guys have got it. Here for 3. Here for 2. All right, on 1, we rise up, but stay low. Stepping that back leg in as we sweep our right arm back. Nice. We step back and in. Working that arm sweep as well. Gaze can follow that hand as it sweeps back for an added balance challenge. Nice work. Here like this for 5. 4. All of our weight is through that front right heel for 3. 2. Nice work. On 1, we're stepping back. Hands re-find our chest. Straight into that plie. Nice and slow. Knees are still pressing out, team. This is all about time under tension, staying low, keeping those glutes engaged the entire time. We're here for 3. Here for 2. You're smashing it. Awesome work on 1. We find that lunge, sweeping those arms, getting to work on that lunge now. Down and up. Can you touch your knee at the bottom of that mat each time we sink low? Awesome work. Here for 3. 2. On 1, we're rising up, moving through those step-ins, in and out, in and out. Checking in, is our hips still square towards the front of that mat? Are we still reaching those arms nice and high on that diagonal? Lovely work. Here for 3. 2. And on 1, final round of those plies. We sink down and up. Whew, that bends Definitely feeling it on that right hand side. Nice work. Here for a count of 4 before we move to those lunges. Here for 3. Here for 2. And 1. Finding that lunge. Nice work. Just those bottom ranges. Now for 5. 4. 3. 2. On 1. Rising on up. We're going to lift up as you sweep those arms back. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we press. Taking this power press lunge. Being kind to our balance. If you're feeling a bit wobbly today too. Nice work. This is the final challenge for this side. Oh, my balance has been challenged too. Giving me 4 of these. Giving me 3 of these, some pulses, and we're done. Here for 2. Nice work. 1. We sink down low, pulsing it out. Down and up, down and up. You have got it. Staying with me. Here for your final count of 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drive all the way up. Hands can come down, just sinking into a pigeon pose here. You can either keep your chest nice and high or just walking those hands forward, sinking down with that chest. It's amazing what time under tension can do even without weights. Letting our breath return back to normal here. Taking a moment. You can take a little twist out as well, drawing that leg slightly closer in towards your hip. You can bend and grab hold of that back foot. Enjoying a bit of a twist as we look behind us. Nice work. Releasing it on off. We're swiveling on round to find that plank push-up series on the other side. Nice work. So when we're ready, hands can come down onto your mat. Wrists are underneath our shoulders here. Bracing through that belly, stepping back to find that full plank position here. Core is on, glutes are squeezed, pressing that mat away with our palms. We're starting by drawing that right elbow to our right knee to right elbow, sliding it down, sliding it up, and we step back. Nice, so we draw in, taking that little slide and returning. Nice. So like I said, name of the game for this move is to keep that knee nice and snug in towards that right arm. Each time we lift that knee, we're thinking about taking that little mini pike with those hips. One more like this. All right, we're adding that chest press down now before moving through one of our combos. So 1 chest press to 1 knee slide. Remember that regression option. Drop those knees and then take that chest press. We've just got 2 more like this. Final one, team. All right, either staying up on those toes or dropping down to those knees, taking a little moment here before we head it into those chest press ups to finish. Down and up. Nice work. Head stays in line with our spine here. Thinking about sinking nice and low. Elbows can stay wide here to work that chest. We're here for 4, 3, 2, on 1. We press up. Can we lift those knees up to find your full plank? Just working some steps into bear hover, and we step back. So left knee, right knee, left foot, right foot. Awesome work. Final finisher in our planks. Staying with me. If you want to just hold in that plank, that's completely cool as well. Otherwise, you are here for a count of 5. Pressing those palms away. Nice work. Here for 4. Here for 3. 2. Last one. We press back. We all hold in your plank. It's just you and your breath here. You have got it. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down. Finding that child's pose. Taking a moment here in this restorative pose. Reaching those hands nice and forward here. When you're ready, we can roll on up. Taking a quick little roll out. All right, we've just got our final finisher of class, those plies on the other side. So when you're ready, rising on up, taking that nice wide position with those feet, toes are pointing outwards. We're sinking down low, palms to chest, starting with those plie squats. Awesome work. We're into those bottom ranges, staying nice and low and loaded, keeping those knees pressing out and away from us. Nice work. We're here for 3 more. Here for 2. Nice and slow, team. Awesome work. On 1, we swivel as we sweep those arms up high. Left foot is forward. Just those bottom ranges for our lunges. Down and up. Nice work. You're reaching those hands nice and high up. Chest should be slightly tilted forward here. That will help switch on through that left working glute. Here for 3. Here for 2. On 1, we lift up, we step in. We're working that step back now. As we sweep that arm, we draw back in. Nice work. Gaze follows that left hand as it sweeps back. All of our weight should be pressing through that left front heel. Here, like this, for 4. Chest still tilted forward. For 3. Here for 2. Nice work, team. On 1, we step out straight into those plies. Down and up. Digging through the heels of those feet. Shoulders stay rolled back and down. Your chest should be nice and proud and open here. Nice work, nice and slow. Giving me 4 more like this. Here for 3. Here for 2. Whew. Banner for those legs. On 1, You know what's coming. We sweep to find that lunge, straight into those bottom ranges on the side. Nice work. Can you tap that back knee in, down onto that mat each time we sink low? Nice work. Here like this for 4, 3, 2, on 1. We rise on up. We take that step in here. Nice work. Sweeping back and reaching forward. Sweep and extend. Nice work. Woo. Balance is challenged here. Reaching those at hands nice and high. Weight still in that front left foot. Here for 4. Here for 3. You guys are so nearly there for class. For 2. All right, on 1. We refine that plie squat. We're just working these bottom ranges for your final time. Nice work. Staying low. Can you sink down a little bit more? Here for 3, 2, on 1. We find that lunge, getting to work on those bottom ranges, tapping that knee down and lifting up, keeping that load through that left glute. For 3, here for 2, on 1. We rise up as we sweep those arms, power presses and then pulses to finish, and we are all done. Here for a count of 4 like this. Here for 3, here for 2. All right, last one. We sink down, we're just pulsing it out to finish. Down and up, down and up. Final count now for 6. Here for 5, lengthening them out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Driving all the way up. Reaching those hands down, drawing that foot across to find that pigeon. Oh, that is a killer. Either keeping that chest high here, or we can just walk them forward, taking a little forward fold over that front leg. Let that breath start to come down, return to base level. When you're ready, we can bring that foot slightly closer into our hip, flexing up through that back leg, if that feels good. Taking that twist as our gaze looks back behind us. Just releasing it on off now. Just finishing with a couple downward dogs here. Sending those hips nice and high. You can pedal out through that left foot and that right foot if that feels good. Pressing that mat away with our palms. As we take an inhale, we can just ripple that spine forward. Pressing on over to find that upward dog. Before pressing those hips back. Just one more like this. Rolling forward. Bending up. Just holding here. You can look over your left shoulder, looking back towards your ankles, looking over that right shoulder now. When you're ready, coming back to face me, crossing those legs, Finishing off as always with one last deep inhale breath, sweeping those hands nice and high, lengthening everything out, and then exhale, sighing the day away. That is all you done for your Power Pilates workout today. As always, my name is Greta Stewart and this is Flow Pilates. If you did enjoy today's session, please give us a like or subscribe to follow along and join in with the next workout. Otherwise, have a lovely rest of your day or evening. I'll see you later.